Well, a day after that rather bitter breakup between the BJP and the Shiv Sena after 25 years in Maharashtra, it looks like it's going to be a bitter election campaign as well after the two allies have separated ways. Joining us now on NDTV 24/7 is the BJP's General Secretary in charge of Maharashtra, Senior Leader Rajiv Pratap Rudy from Mumbai. Mr. Rudy, your first reactions to how the Sena has reacted to this breakup since yesterday. We've seen Aditya Thackeray, for instance, tweeting that, we stood by you in your bure din and you've dumped us. We've seen angry Sena leaders on television as well saying that they felt betrayed. They called it bewafai. How do you respond to their reaction?
Well, we have had a 25 years long association with Shiv Sena, and we have gone together in several ups and downs. We have faced it collectively. And I still believe, and the central leadership did say, that we should make our best possible effort to see that the alliance works. But there was a constraint, and that was the constraint of time. And I wish if Election Commission would have given us few more days, possibly something could have been worked out. But only about 24 hours was left before we could finally, and the last date of nomination is tomorrow. The deadline is 3 o'clock by tomorrow afternoon. And that's why we are actually, and I can understand Shiv Sena had some constraints. They had some problems. They could not scale down the numbers below 151. And they possibly wanted the BJP to come much below 130, which could not have been acceptable to us. And we tried our level best. I understand it's heart-rending because we had to part ways. And we also made it clear that we'll not like to have any acrimonious debate or bitterness, and that is our stand. And if they are upset, we appreciate that. But nonetheless, now the BJP has decided to go alone, and we are going to contest all the 288 seats with our smaller alliance partners. Here, Nidhi, I would just like to state that we couldn't have abandoned our smaller partners who stood by us in the last elections. They were there with us in the Lok Sabha elections. It was not possible to abandon them, and possibly in the negotiations, they were being eased out to a great extent.
So how many seats are you going to contest then, Mr. Rudy? How many seats will the BJP contest now in Maharashtra?
Well,
have you decided?
Yes, the negotiations on that front is on the final stages. And by this evening, we would be able to tell you the numbers, exact numbers. I would not like to play around with numbers there. We'll come back with exact figures. But I'm aware and I'm sure that all the 4 smaller partners who are very strong partners, they are with us.
Mr. Rudy, many are saying though that this is quite a risk, or at least some are saying that it's quite a risk that the BJP is taking in splitting with the Sena in Maharashtra, that there are, after all, it's been such an important alliance for 25 years. There are important pockets in which the Sena has influence, which has also benefited you. Now, how do you respond, to those who are concerned that the BJP is putting itself at risk? Is there a big risk you're taking by going it alone or just with the smaller parties?
I will not call it. It's a conscious decision taken by the State Core Committee of the BJP in Maharashtra. The central leadership left it to the State Election Committee and the state leadership here, and they took a conscious call, yes, reluctantly though. And so we have taken it up as a challenge. And for the first time in 25 years, it would be so that the people in Maharashtra would have an opportunity to select a single party, and I'm sure people would realize that with BJP at the center, possibly, and I am very hopeful that the BJP would be the choice this time, because people in Maharashtra are fed up with this coalition politics, and that has been on for a very long time. So possibly this time, the people of Maharashtra for the first time would get an opportunity to elect a single largest party and have a stable government and a standalone government.
Mr. Rudy, the other important implication of this breakup is at the national level and the kind of message it may send to your other allies. The possibility now that the BJP is looking to assert itself as a party on its own. You will need regional players, I think, in the future as well. What is the message you think that this sends out to maybe other allies that you have, like the Akali Dal, for instance? Because there's a sense that they're going to look at this and say, well, you split up with an ally after 25 years. We could be next.
Well, these are all speculations, mere speculations, and it would be improper or not appropriate to bring those issues now. We always appreciate our alliance partners. We have stood by them. They have stood by us. So to draw conclusions would not be correct, and these are mere speculations, Nidhi, I can say.
Is Mr. Modi going to be the key face of your campaign then in Maharashtra, Mr. Rudy? Because there was a sense that in the by-elections he wasn't he wasn't the face of the campaign in the by-polls. Maybe that didn't work so well for the BJP. So is the BJP consciously going to project him as the face of the campaign?
Well, he's the Prime Minister, and Prime Minister who has proved his position and he has been elected, and he's not only the face of India now, he's face of India across the world. And he's most likely going to be with us after the 3rd, the 10 days intensive campaign. And the leadership in Maharashtra has requested the Honorable Prime Minister to be present and give his valuable time. And I'm sure the people in Maharashtra during the Lok Sabha elections reposed a lot of faith in him. And I'm sure they are going to reiterate that. And we are going, yes, he is our face. We have said, Shivaji ka Ashirwad, chalo Modi ke saath. And this is a Marathi version which they have put in. And I think the slogan is going very well. With full reverence, we are talking about Shivaji Maharaj. And with full reverence, we are talking about
But Mr. Rudy, let me ask you about a rather interesting conspiracy theory, which is that you are warming up to the you're warming up to the NCP. Now, do you want to put those rumors to rest? I mean, are you ruling out the possibility of a post-poll tie-up with the NCP? Because it didn't seem to be a coincidence that you had a breakup yesterday and an hour later so did the NCP and the Congress.
Well, the only thing which I can say is, and as the situation stands today, you see, the NCP, which has split away from the Congress today, is trying to, both these political parties are trying to show that they were not responsible for the 15 years misrule. But the people in Maharashtra do not segregate NCP and the Congress there. Both are equally responsible for the mess created in Maharashtra. The anarchy, the corruption and the misgovernance.
But a future alliance?
And in that situation, why should there be a future alliance? And I can tell you with surety, we are going alone. We shall muster enough numbers to form a government in Maharashtra. And there is absolutely, because they have been eased out. They would be non-existent post-elections in Maharashtra. And that is why we say we are going to go for our own kill. And that is what BJP intends now. We have a whole plan and the whole place.
But you don't rule out a post-poll tie-up. The NCP is not warming up to you, Mr.
I have said question doesn't arise. I said question doesn't arise. It's a bizarre argument. It's a reckless argument. It's almost an insensible logic. We have nothing to do whatsoever with any of these political groups. BJP is strong enough in Maharashtra today to take up the challenge, and this is what the people in Maharashtra want today: a single party, a majority party, and a stable government, and a government with a face of politicians.
Mr. Rudy, there's
have
also
a clean image.
But there is
corruption
also another player.
is a plank in Maharashtra.
Yes, but there's also another player in all this that we've all seemed to have forgotten, and that is Raj Thackeray. Now, what are the possibilities of you all warming up to Mr. Thackeray?
Let's put it up now. Maharashtra is seeing a 5-cornered contest. And in that 5-corner contest, BJP has an advantage. BJP stands advantaged today. And so we have no reference whatsoever to any of these parties who are contesting. And I'm sure that this time in Maharashtra, we are going to form a government. And that's what we are working at. The entire state leadership, Devendra Fadnavis, Eknath Khadse, Vinod Tavde, Pankaja Munde, Nitin Gadkari, all the state leaders are here, and this is a challenge. This challenge is this is our motto now, to win the state of Maharashtra.
All right, Mr. Rudy, one final question though. Are you going to demand President's rule now in Maharashtra? Is the BJP going to demand that?
Well, I would not know. But the natural sequence could have been that once this government has lost its majority, I would not state outright, but I think it's a natural consequence which happens in any other state, that if a government has lost its majority and the chief minister submits its resignation, in that situation, president's rule cannot be ruled out, but I'm not the right person or the right authority to decide it.
All right, Mr. Rajiv Pratap Rudy, thank you for your time this afternoon. Mr. Rudy is the BJP's General Secretary in charge of Maharashtra, really in the thick of things as this big political story develops today. And that's it for the moment. It's back to Gargi for the rest of the news.